Let's address the elephant in the room for all physios, and that is one word: sales. And the common misconception, in my opinion, that sales is a dirty word. And the reason for that is because of the connotations around sleazy salespeople, used car salespeople, and quite frankly, a lot of what the messaging has become, particularly on social media and in the online world. And I'm today going to talk you through my journey from a sales perspective, because I came into private practice, into the online world, having no sales experience whatsoever. I went straight from 2 university degrees to working in professional sports for 6 years to then opening Move. And at that point, I was like a duck out of water. I was calm on the top, but my legs were paddling like fuck underneath. Excuse my French. If that offends you, then you're maybe in the wrong place. But essentially, I'm going to walk you through what my evolution from a sales perspective is and how my mindset has changed around it and how I sell my services now, not only in Move and helping people fix painful problems, rehab them post-surgery and things like that, but how I get people onto my mentorship and how I work with them on a one-to-one basis to build their dream businesses. If that is something that you are interested in, the first link in my bio has a link to my newsletter. I send out 2 to 3 emails a week with things that I'm working on, things that are working for me and us at Move, and hopefully they're actionable tips that you can take into your business and you can use. So from a sales perspective, the first mentorship that I went on was quite an aggressive sales tactic. It was lots of outbound messaging and essentially increasing volume, which would hopefully increase sales. For those of you that don't know, outbound messaging would be, if you followed me on Instagram, that would be me sending you a message and trying to sell to you quite aggressively, rather than even just trying to build a relationship at first. It's like going on a first date and expecting the outcome to be a one-night stand or similar. From there, when they get onto the sales call, which is sort of the path, you have a conversation from an outbound message, offer someone a call, and then essentially pitch your services to them. The tactics that happen after that, I felt really uncomfortable with. A lot of the objections that people have from a sales perspective is, it costs too much, I need to speak to my partner, I'm not quite sure that now is the right time. And it can become a bit uncomfortable, in my opinion, asking things like, does your partner not support you? Is this not meaningful to you? And almost setting people up to fail with a questioning earlier on in the interview or in the discovery call, and then linking it back to that. But as I've evolved, I think the one key thing from my perspective is stepping into being an authority and being an expert. And I've always looked at it as how consultants or surgeons or specialists in an area advise someone what to do. And that's exactly what I do now myself, how I teach my team to work. And because at the end of the day, without selling, you're never going to get new clients into your business. You're never going to get new clients using your services and your products, which you have ultimately built because you believe that's the best thing for the person to achieve the outcome that they're looking for and the dream outcome that they're looking for, the transformation that they're looking for. But without having the skill of sales and developing that, you're not going to get enough people on there for your business to become viable and for actually to have a big enough impact that you're looking to have. Now, really, really simply, the process which I use is I will try to understand what your story is. I want to understand how everything's going right now. I want to understand what your problem is currently, and I want to understand what the story is that's led to that problem. The key things that I want to know as part of that is, what have you tried to fix it? And then I can ask specific questions around that, which maybe highlight some of the gaps in your knowledge or some of the gaps in your rehab attempts, if it's from a physio perspective, of what has led to today. I then anchor the rest of the conversation around the audit or the objective assessment, because that's going to tell me exactly where you are now, and it's going to give me a lot of confirmation around the hypothesis or the theory that I've developed based on your story. The other key thing that I need to know is what your dream outcome is. And if I understand what your dream outcome is, I can do a needs analysis of what it takes to get there. So for example, again, from a physio perspective, if you come to me with an ACL and you want to get back to playing football, I don't just want to know that you want to play sport. I want to know, Okay, you want to play football, you play that recreationally. So what that means is that you play 90 minutes every weekend and you maybe train 1 to 2 times a week. So I'm already getting an idea of weekly volume and season volume. I then want to understand what position that you play. So I can sort of begin to understand the demands of your position and your role within the team and how you operate physically. I can then also pair with that, going and looking at the research base and looking at what the physical characteristics and demands are for someone from your demographic. If you're a 25-year-old male playing recreational football, there will be studies on that. And then I want to understand how you want to perform, what physical attributes you believe are your sort of star qualities, because what I want to do is understand in as much detail what the dream outcome is, so I can start reverse engineering what each part of that process is. It's exactly the same when I work with someone from a mentorship perspective. I ask them, what's your dream outcome? And I ask them to be really specific with that. How much money do you want to earn? How much money do you want to bring in personally? How many clients do you want to see? How many hours do you want to work? All of these different pieces of information allow me to form a needs analysis and reverse engineer what each step of the process looks like. I can then look at where they want to get to, where they are now, and fill in that gap. And ultimately, what I'm trying to do in the conversation is create a perception of a stretch between where they are now and between where they want to be. But I'm going to sell them the solution of how they get to the dream outcome. I was actually on a one-to-one call recently, and I don't know where this analogy came from, but if you think about going on holiday, and let's say you use Jet2, because we all enjoy the memes on social media. When you go and book a holiday with Jet2, you're not booking it because of the experience. Going to the airport, checking in your bags, sitting in the waiting area, getting on the plane, being squashed, being crammed, poor air quality, poor choices of food, definitely poor coffee. And then at the other side, like maybe having to get on the bus and then wait for your bags and then the transfer. All of that is a negative, but you are prepared to go through that negative experience because of the destination. And ultimately, what you're trying to do for someone is sell them the destination of where they want to get to. And you're looking to portray enough confidence in the steps to get there. I'm booking with Jet2 because I have the confidence that they're going to get me to my dream outcome. And that's exactly the same from a sales perspective. Then all I try and do is make my best recommendation for that person. And I step into being the authority by saying, I would recommend you do this. Not what most physios do, which is like, you could do this and you could do this. Based on my skills, my experience, and what the research says, this is the best option for you. Yes, they may not choose that option, but ultimately, what I'm trying to do is to guide that person, because ultimately the person is lost. They don't know what to do. They've come to you because they want to invest in themselves, invest in the process to get back to where they want to get to. So take the lead, be the guide, and take someone to their dream outcome. There's lots of different nuances in there. There's lots of different things to communicate. But as a principle, we want to understand where the person is now objectively. We want to understand where they want to get to. We want to understand the things that have gone wrong up until now and why they've failed to achieve it so far. And then we want to reverse engineer that process, stretch the gap, and sell the dream outcome to that person. If for whatever reason it's not right for them, absolutely fine. There may be other options. You may have a menu card with different services. From a physio perspective, it might be a higher ticket coaching program, and then they go into a session by session option, or they go into a group type program, or they use your gym services, classes, whatever that may be. But ultimately, the same process is there, and it's all about getting someone to the dream outcome and doing it from a place of authority and stepping into being that expert.